This might seem a little bit informal and a little bit different than usual, so I'll try to keep it short. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking 90 days off social media. So basically apps like Instagram. I don't use Tumblr. I don't know why I was about to say Tumblr. But like Instagram, Twitter, what else? We got Facebook. Like those are the big three that I'm on. And I'm not even going to count Snapchat because I use it to just talk to one person. And that's it. I don't even check stories or whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna count Snapchat in there, but those are the big three, and those are the ones that take up the most of my time. Probably noticing from the title, I mentioned the social dilemma, and let me be very, very clear. This has nothing to do with that movie. I did watch it, and I got some out of it, you know, and I think the movie accomplished what it needed to do. I could have done without the skits. Okay, this is kind of an informal review of that movie, so review. But The Social Dilemma was just a movie that, you know, kind of hit all the points that I was trying to make. It was trying to enforce this idea that, or not enforce, but it tried to show this idea that, you know, social media was made with good intentions, but over time it became grotesque, and what they started to do with your information, or what they started to do with its users, became a little bit immoral, and it started to lose a lot of its ethics. And it was kind of about building up those ethics again, and what we can do to kind of fight the way the social media algorithms work, and what we can do to either detach ourselves from it or to use those apps in a smarter way that doesn't help big business or corporations use that information, or use your profile that is created from your constant use of these apps for their own benefit. So that being said, it kind of lost me with a lot of the skits that went throughout the entire movie. I thought, you know, the reenactments were a little bit too much. There's a point where a girl takes this box that her mom puts all the phones in during dinner time, because she's like, oh, we need to reconnect with each other, so let everyone put your phones in the box. And then this gets a hammer. Sorry, not she's a child. This girl grabs a hammer and smashes it, grabs it, and just tunes everyone out, and just goes up to her room. And I was like, that would not fly in any household that I have ever been in. That would not fly. That girl would be in a foster home by the end of that movie. There's no way she would get off of that. So a lot of things were dramatized, and I was like, I'm not really buying it. And I feel like the flow of the story was kind of distracting, so I didn't think that was necessary. And I think that they could have gone deeper with the effects of social media. They kind of touched on how, and I guess I'll get into this a little bit later, but how a lot of apps like TikTok and Instagram kind of enforce this idea to young girls or even young boys that it's this constant social competition for who can be the best. And they also talk about how likes were created with just this idea that you could just like someone's post. And it was just some simple idea that some programmer was like, okay, I think this would be a nice feature where you could let someone know that you appreciate whatever you posted. And that was it. But now that it's evolved over the past 10 to 15 years, it's developed into this competition with each other, and this unspoken competition that no one ever really talks about, no one ever really addresses, where it's, oh man, you know, this guy got more likes, or this girl got more likes than me, and she posted a photo of her face and I posted a photo of my face. Does that mean that she's prettier than me? Does that mean he's better looking than me? Or they posted this, does this mean they're more accomplished? Does this mean that this is what I need to strive for? And then it slowly starts to mess with your mentality and your mental health, and it starts to strip away who you think you are, because everyone can present this false narrative of who they actually are, where their lives are through social media. And there's a time and a place, but what it does is it just perpetuates this idea that everyone on social media that has a big following is happy. And that's not always necessarily true. And that's also not me poo-pooing on people who are successful, who are social media influencers, or whatever you want to call them. You know, they have their own set of problems, and they found something that they're good at, and they're successful because of that. So I'm not gonna knock them for that. But it also does perpetuate this image to young girls, young boys, just children, or even impressionable adults like myself, who fall into this idea that, you know, they're not where they need to be because look at this person. This person gets to travel for a living. this person gets to do this thing that I really love as a hobby, but they get to do that and get paid for it. So is my life not valid because of that? Is what I'm doing right now not valid? So it's perpetuating this wrong idea that I think they don't intend to do, and I don't think social media in its very beginnings, at its roots, was intending to perpetuate. I'm gonna say perpetuate a lot, by the way. But it's evolved into this thing where it's like, this is what the algorithm picks up, this is what people want to look at because they want to envision themselves in 5 years, and they want to see what they want to be in 5 years, and they want to strive for that goal. But the thing is, it's very unrealistic. You know, a lot of that comes from luck, but the algorithm will spit out things based on what you're searching up, based on what you're looking at, and it'll continue to feed that to you because it's built this social profile on you. And going back to the movie, that's kind of what they touch on, is that it's relegating all these ideas and pulling out everything that you look up, and it's not even you necessarily. It's not your personality, not who you are, not your real dreams or anything like that, or anything about you that actually matters, but they're just looking at the things that make up what you like. Basically what it's done is it's just made things a lot more difficult for people to connect with themselves, and yeah, that's a really great thing that the movie likes to address, and they talk about that constantly, and I think that's really the idea that I kind of wanted to see more on, and I wish the movie went into more depth with how these kids are dealing with it, and I wish they actually did interviews with children, you know? I wish they did interviews with the people that, you know, these social media apps are calling their products, which is us, the consumers. It was nice to get kind of a tech background to kind of understand why the algorithm was made that way, why why it's coded in a certain way where it's meant to be addictive, it's meant to feel like you're gambling, like literally the swiping motion they mentioned in the movie is meant to feel like you at a slot machine because you're gonna consistently get something new every time, and that adrenaline rush or that serotonin rush you get from getting something new, it's something that can be applied to this little demon right here, which I love to death, but I gotta admit, man, I'm part of the problem. Oh, coming back to that movie, like I said, it's a fine movie for that, but I wish they went in deeper and they actually talked about the consumer side a little bit more, because it feels a little bit one-sided, and it feels like they don't really do much. They don't really add much personability to the movie by just having actors portray these roles. I want to see actual people, actual users, actual people who are impacted or affected by social media, you know? So, ended the review for that movie, but this whole 90-day break or whatever, it's not meant to be a big deal. This is more just an announcement for the channel's purposes. I expect the channel not to do very well because I use Instagram heavily to market my YouTube channel, and I'm not saying my YouTube channel right now is successful at all, but I am thankful that it grew to the goal that I was supposed to hit, that I wanted to hit. But I really feel like a lot of that was due to Instagram for marketing and for Facebook for marketing my channel, and for getting videos out there in front of the eyes of people that follow me or are subscribed or already, like friends and family basically. So that being said, I feel like I just want to put this video out because if you are one of those people that goes on Facebook and looks at my videos there, or goes on Instagram to look at my videos there, or find updates, it's probably going to be zilch, zero for that. So I think my channel is definitely going to suffer from it, but I'm continually going to be posting videos on YouTube because YouTube isn't really an app that I would consider as much of a time waster and as much of a deterrent in my mental health. I think it's been something that I've been able to use creatively, to kind of use as a hobby, to talk about the things that I'm passionate about. Nevertheless, I've heard some people talk about, you know, hey man, talk about stuff that's more funny, be more funny, but I'm like, yeah, okay, but my genres or the tone of my videos will change here and there, but I think that's just kind of creative expression. So YouTube has been a great outlet for that, and I'm so thankful because it allows that opportunity where it doesn't feel like your content has to be one thing. I feel like obviously there are channels that are focused on one specific kind of thing, but I think my channel is a little bit more open to do the things that I like to do. I want it to be more of an expression of who I am rather than this idea of this is what a business is, this is what your business model is going to be. It's like, I want to be a little bit more flexible with that. And I think my channel's already suffering from that anyway, so whatever. But yeah, if you're going on those apps to look at updates for my channel, they're not going to be there until January next year. I almost forgot what the months were. So yeah, but if you're still subscribed to the YouTube channel, obviously the videos are still going to be posted there. I am going to be working on a Cobra Kai video. That was an awesome show. I'm not going to do a review of it here, so I'll reel that back. Yeah, the whole reason I want to do this is because I just want to take a break, man. Like, social media is so fucking exhausting, and it's like a reflex to me. It's like the one thing that I check immediately when I get up in the morning, and I'm like, I never thought I would be that guy, but I became that guy. I became the dude who got a Twitter account when I was so anti-Twitter. And I'll talk about TikTok right now. I fucking hate TikTok, man. Like, I don't see the appeal. And I got TikTok because my friend who has a business, he's been posting a story, and I've been watching it through Instagram, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, I wanted to go see the TikTok channel or whatever. I wanted to follow it. But the thing is, when you make a TikTok account, you kind of go through, oh, what are your interests? What do you like to do? Do you like comedy? Comedy? Yeah, I like comedy. Are there gonna be stand-up comedians doing like jokes? Nah, it's gonna be guys shirtless dancing and grinding on their walls. Like, I didn't sign up for this. So that basically what I'm saying is, it tries to create this profile of you, and back to the algorithm that I was talking about. I think what it wants me to do is it wants to encourage me to keep using the app so that it can start recommending videos that I actually like. But I don't want to go through that process. I just immediately want to know what I'm looking for. And when I look for comedy on TikTok, I want comedy. I don't want 14-year-old boys trying to thirst trap girls. It's just, I don't need that, you know? So anyways, yeah, I created TikTok, and I was like, man, this is the hottest app right now. If I can't get behind this, but everything else that I said I couldn't get behind, I became addicted to, like Instagram and Twitter, then I'm gonna fall victim to this next. And I was like, all right, here's the thing. I just need to take a break. I need to remember what life was like before this. I need to remember the time when I really wanted a Motorola Razr, because at the time that was cutting edge technology. Look at us now. I can watch a movie on my phone. I can watch The Dark Knight on my phone. Back then, I could never imagine that, but here we are. So yeah, I think it'll be beneficial in a lot of ways. I don't know how. Like I said, I expect my YouTube channel to suffer from it, but I also expect me to be able to use this time, this opportunity, lockdown, quarantine, not the best opportunity for a lot of people. Obviously, it's a very troubling time, but a lot of us in March were like, oh, I'm gonna be able to accomplish so much during this time. I'm gonna be able to read books, watch movies. A lot of us back in March were thinking, man, I'm gonna be able to accomplish so much. I'm gonna be able to watch those movies I want to watch those shows I was behind on. And for me, I really wanted to catch up on comics and books. And I was like, I'm gonna put so much content out there now. But then when I actually opened those doors, I was like, holy shit, even in this time that I have, there's no way I could accomplish all those goals. You know how many movies there are? There's a lot of movies. And I'm trying to hit all the classics, like all the big classics, you know, and then just maybe get into the lesser known movies. There's no way I would have time for that. Anything that exists before 1960, I'm trying to hit all those films, like, but it's just, there's no way, because there's also these new movies coming out, and there's constantly shows. I know that a lot of production has been halted on movies and TV shows, but trust me, there is a boundless amount of content out there. You're just not looking, and when you are looking, you're going to freak out, because it's just so much, man. And I literally subscribed to like basically every streaming channel because of COVID, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have so much time to do this. I know I can predict, even up till now to December, I would not be able to watch everything I wanted to and still continue to create content and do things that I enjoy. So, being realistic, a lot of the time that I had during this COVID was spent just fucking around on apps. time that I could have been using to do the things that I really wanted to do. And I think it's because I was like, oh man, this is impossible. Oh, let's go on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, like 30 minutes goes by. Like that, you don't even realize it, and you put it down like it's a crack pipe, and you're like, holy shit, how'd I get here? And so that's been like the daily struggle, and I'm sure a lot of people have the same struggle as me, and I'm not acting like it's the biggest thing, but I think there's a lot of benefits to come out of this, and I see it as an opportunity, and maybe this will encourage other people to do it. Maybe this will encourage people to, I don't know, to look at social media a little bit differently. Go ahead and check out that documentary. I know there's another documentary that talks about the subject, and I think it does a lot better of a job. I don't know the name of it, but I'll post it here. But yeah, I just, yeah, I'm not doing this because of that fucking documentary, man. That documentary was very middle of the road. It could not convince me of anything that I wasn't trying to convince myself of prior to watching it. So yeah, I just think a 3-month window is the right amount of time, and I'm excited. I can't wait, and I'm gonna be a better person because of this. Nah, probably not. I'm gonna be the same dude. But yeah, I'm excited to try this out. So let me know if this even matters to you, and if it doesn't, that's fine. Like I said, this is just kind of, or did I even say it? But yeah, this is kind of a stream of consciousness, no script, just me talking at the camera. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Doubt you stayed to the end, but if you did, thank you so much. Like always, guys, subscribe if you haven't. And as always, I will see you later.